Have you ever looked at someone, or maybe even yourself, and just wondered, why? Why do we think the way we do? Feel the things we feel? Well, today we're diving into the science that tries to answer those exact questions. Welcome to the world of psychology.
I mean, it's a question that probably pops into your head all the time, right? You see someone react in a way you totally don't expect, or you catch yourself doing something and think, wait, where did that even come from? We're all basically detectives trying to figure out the why behind it all.
Just think about our emotions. What makes one person absolutely light up with joy might not even register for someone else. And sadness. Gosh, sometimes you know exactly why it's there, but other times it feels like a cloud just rolled in out of the blue.
And what about our social lives? Why do we just click with some people almost instantly, like you've known them forever, while with others, it's just a struggle to find common ground? Turns out, these aren't just random chances.
So, this deep-seated curiosity we have, this drive to understand the inner workings of our own minds and the minds of others, that's really the heart and soul of psychology. So let's start by getting a clear definition of what it actually is. All right, so what is psychology at its core? Let's peel back the layers and look at the official definition to see how scientists get a handle on these massive questions. Now, the two words to really focus on here are systematic and scientific. This means psychology isn't just about vague ideas or personal opinions. It's a serious discipline. And it zooms in on three main things: our mental processes, which is all the thinking stuff, our experiences, like feeling happy or confused, and our behaviors, the stuff people can actually see us do, like smiling or running. And here's a fun fact. The word itself tells a really cool story. It comes from two Greek words, psyche, which means soul or spirit, and logos, which means study. So way back when, psychology was literally the study of the soul. Kind of beautiful, right?
Okay, let's really break down those three pillars: experience, mental processes, and behavior, because they are truly the foundation for everything that psychologists look at.
First up, we've got experience. This is your private, internal world, the stuff nobody else has a direct ticket to. Your daydreams, your secret hopes, that constant stream of thoughts in your head, it's your own personal reality. And psychologists have developed clever ways to try and understand it.
Next, you have mental processes. I like to think of these as the brain's invisible software, all the hard work happening behind the scenes. You can't actually see someone remembering a vacation or learning a new skill, but you know those processes are firing away under the hood.
And finally, there's behavior. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's everything we can actually see and measure on the outside, from something as simple as blinking to a perfectly executed gymnastic routine. Behavior is how our inner world of experiences and mental processes finally becomes visible to everyone else. So, we've got a handle on the what of psychology. But when did it make the jump from just being a topic for philosophers to a full-blown science? To answer that, we need to hop in a time machine and go back to one very specific year.
Okay, lock this year in your brain. 1879. It's a big one.
So why is 1879 so important? Because this is the year a man named Wilhelm Wundt set up the very first experimental psychology lab in Germany. This is the moment, the starting gun, that's widely considered the official birth of psychology as its own distinct scientific field.
So this brand new science started to map out what we can call the mind's basic toolkit. Here's how it works in real time. Imagine you're at a loud party. First, your ears pick up all the noise. That's sensation. Then, you focus on one specific voice cutting through the chatter. That's attention. You realize it's your friend calling your name. That's perception. You then learn what they're telling you, store it in your memory, and then you use that information to craft a reply. That's thinking. It all happens in a flash, but our brains are running this sequence constantly.
But hey, this stuff isn't just stuck in old textbooks or labs. The real power of psychology is how it's applied all around us, in dozens of different fields that shape our everyday world.
Psychology has absolutely exploded into so many different areas. You've got clinical psychology helping with mental health, educational psychology improving our schools, organizational psychology making workplaces better. I mean, its ideas touch pretty much every part of our lives. Let's look at a few examples.
So let's say a company wants to boost teamwork and get more done. Well, an organizational psychologist would be the one to call. They look at things like motivation, leadership styles, and what makes people happy at their jobs to help that team succeed.
Ever notice how a messy, cluttered room can make you feel kind of stressed and unfocused?
Well, that's the whole world of environmental psychology. It studies how our physical surroundings, from noise levels to the design of a building, can impact our mood and how well we function.
And in a classroom, an educational psychologist is working to crack the code of how we learn. They help figure out the best ways to teach and support students who might be struggling, looking at things like learning styles and what makes information stick.
And this one's huge, the powerful link between our minds and our bodies. That's where health psychology comes in. It explores how things like stress can literally make us sick and how we can use our minds to build better physical health habits.
So there you have it. From the invisible chatter inside our own heads to the big actions we take out in the world, psychology is really the science of, well, us. It's a field with a fascinating history that really does touch every part of our lives. So the real question isn't just what is psychology anymore, it's, now that you know a little bit more about it, how might you look at your own thoughts and the world around you just a little bit differently?